Good morning, everyone. This is Ida. I have I have a lot of people that have asked me to if I could do a tutorial on how I made my snowman lantern tag. So, excuse me. So I decided to go ahead and do that, and I actually made a mistake while I was prepping and getting ready for this, you guys. But I'm going to tell you what you need, and I'm going to show you the die that I use. And it did come from China, so this is the die, you guys, that I use, and it comes with the 3 pieces. It comes with this piece, and it comes with the layering pieces. Let me take them out of here. And I did lose one, you guys, and I haven't been able to find the other piece to it, but it comes with this piece, which is this one that goes here, and then it comes with the little piece, this one right here, and then it does come with the little ring piece, but I lost mine. Like I said, I haven't been able to find it, and I cleaned up in my room hoping to find it, and I wasn't able to find it, so I do have a piece missing on mine. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to cover it up. Okay, guys. This is the original die cut. Let me show it to you. This is the original die cut. And I did cut it out of my daughter's stripe paper that she created for me for to use with my Santa Baby embellishment, Santa Baby paper, because I'm making embellishments. So I had her create this paper for me with the mint green and the pink. And I actually just got a new printer, and it seems to be making it darker than my old printer was. The colors were lighter, but I like this one as well too. I'll show you the comparison. See the difference? This one's a lot darker than this one. But it's okay. I like them both. I actually like the paler color better, but I like them both. So what you're going to need, guys, and I told you I was going to try the foam paper that I bought that I showed in my haul. This one right here by Sizzix, and it's foam adhesive sheets. The first time I used it, guys, I made a mess. It got stuck to my mat and everything, to my cutting plates. Well, the reason that happened was you're supposed to peel off one of the layers, and I would recommend that you take off the one that's really slick. There's one that's a little bit more matte and one that's really slippery. And peel off that piece and cut it big enough for the size that you need for your lantern, and stick your designer paper on it. Now, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Don't put your designer paper on that. Cut it out of white. Put a piece of white cardstock on it, you guys, and then you can run it and your die will cut it. See how thick that is? That's the perfect thickness for a shaker card. The mistake that I did, guys, is that I used my designer paper one, and that was even before that I had even put the acetate. When I put the acetate sheet on there, well, I had to put it on the back side because we have a front and a back. And this designer paper, I should have put it on afterwards, after I had put my acetate, because now I have the groove is here and it's flat over here. See the designer piece? The designer piece should have gone on afterwards in the back. And this should have been a white one. But, don't make the mistake that I did, or else you're going to have to cut an extra one. So just put a piece of white cardstock over peel off the slick layer of paper, put on a piece of white cardstock, and then put your die on top and run it through your machine. And you run it normally, guys. You don't have to take off anything to shim different. It's like if you're using just those little framelit dies. So that's how I ran it, and it cut it out beautifully. As you can see, guys, it did a good job in cutting it. The reason you see that right there is because this still has the carrier on there, that the tag, because I haven't adhered my designer paper to it, and it's going to go there. So we can you're going to need one with white paper and the foam, just one. And then you're going to add you're going to cut another one in your designer paper, with your designer paper, guys, with 110-pound cardstock. And if you want to do it really, really thick, I would recommend that you cut 2 of them. And that way you can sandwich your, cut one in the white and one in the designer paper. That way you can sandwich your acetate sheet in between the 2 paper layers. So that's what I recommend, and that's what I like to do, but I kind of was trying something different, and I didn't even think about it, you guys. I had already put my paper, so this is actually going to be covered up this side. You're not even going to see it. So after you get all that done, you guys, then this is where we're going to start. And I already, like I said, I already put acetate on the piece with the foam. I already put acetate on the piece with the foam on it. So I'm going to add my other color. I'm going to add my, I'm going to flip it to the back to where you can see my acetate sheet. And I'm going to layer, because like I said, I like to layer it in between 2 pieces. So I'm going to add the, and I can't do this one. I'm going to tell you why I can't do this one. I actually cut the ring off and I had to layer it, even though I like this light color better. I had to glue that piece on afterwards because somehow it cut it all off because I was using something to cut that I shouldn't have been using. Also, another thing, you guys, then I had my daughter on the Brother Scan and Cut go ahead and do one for me without the holes right here because they're not necessary. They're not going to show, and I didn't want my blade to be working extra hard. And then I had her thicken the lines that are around where the glass or the acetate sheet is supposed to go, because see how thin the original one is? And then I had her thicken it because then it gives me, at least I can use the 1/8 of an inch paper glue, and it's not going to make a mess, versus this little bitty one trying to stay in line with whether I use glossy accents or whatever. So this really works for me, but she did do it on the Brother Scan and Cut. So if any of you guys know how to play with that, that's awesome. I do not know how to do it, so she does it for me. So I'm going to go ahead and add this piece to the back. And this already has, this is the foam, guys, with the sticky. When I take it off, it already has the sticky on there, see? And this is the real shiny, slick side, guys. And I noticed that when I cut it, without it being, when I put my blade on the opposite side, it kind of started to peel off. So that's why I say use this shiny side, take that piece off and adhere your paper on there, and then put your die over it, because the other side is matte. So we're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and line up the piece here, because this is not the cut part, this is the flat part. And I'm going to try and hopefully, actually I'm going to add a couple pieces of paper as well, of tape, because I want to make sure that when I adhered the acetate sheet, you guys, I just peeled off a little piece off of there, a little piece off the bottom, and what was around the belly of the lantern. So now I have to add tape here, or else it might not, I don't want to get caught up, or else it might not adhere that well here. And I want to, nothing's going to drop out because the acetate is very glued to this paper, to this foam. But I still want to make sure that my paper on the side doesn't peel off. And I am going to use this, guys. And the reason I'm using this is because the lantern that I put on the front, I shouldn't have removed that sticky, you guys, because it's getting caught. The sticky, where I removed the backing on the sticky tape foam, is getting caught up on my hand. So I'm going to put a piece going across right here. And this is the real thin, you guys. It's the 1/8 of an inch. But when I put this other one on top, see, this is thicker than the original one. So the 1/8 tape is going to work perfect on there without too much of a struggle for me. Let me see. And I usually just kind of work it to curve it, you guys. I don't cut pieces off or nothing like that. Let me use my scissors here. Okay. My circle keeps getting smaller and smaller, you guys. So now I'm going to go ahead and take off. It's getting stuck all to my hand. I'm going to go ahead and take off the carrier off of this tape, which means the little piece that we don't use. So my paper will stick to it. There it is. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to line up, you guys. I hope that I can line up perfectly. I hope that I can. And it's kind of hard when you're it looks pretty good. When you're working away from yourself, like when we're doing videos, we have to work away from ourselves when we're used to pulling our work towards ourselves. That wasn't bad, guys. Look, I did a good job. But I can feel right here the tape. And I might have to add some type of powder there so it won't be sticky, you guys. Or I can add snow. It doesn't matter. Maybe I'll add the snow there. But see, there it is, you guys. So really, it should have had a white piece of paper on one side, on this side, and cut it out. And that way, I would only have to adhere my pattern paper on what is going to be the front or the back of the die. So we're going to flip it over, and this is where we're going to add our sequins and everything in here, you guys. I already have mine separated, but for now I'm gonna move this out of the way, you guys, because I'm gonna do the other side that's gonna go up here. Now I think I'm gonna use the thicker one. I think I'm gonna use this thicker one because I want to camouflage the see how perfect it fits, you guys. See how well it fits on there. And this is with a Brothers Can & Cut. So I'm going to add the acetate sheet to this one. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to add my tape here so I can add my other piece of acetate on there. And you're going to see how well the 1/8 of an inch works because it's we have the wider edges on here. Right there. I really like it now that I don't have to struggle with that. And even if I were using glue, it still gives me a thicker ledge to work on. So I really like that. And this one goes across. And that's where we're going to put our acetate sheet, you guys. That wasn't very difficult at all now with the thicker line. Okay. So I'm going to take off the carrier off of it, off the paper. And make sure you don't have any gaps, guys, where your tape meets up, because then your sequins might spill out, and you don't want it to do that. Here's the last piece. And I already pre-did the Santa that I'm going to use, you guys, so I don't have to worry about that. The acetate that I use, this is made by Cricut, guys, and I think your Cricut machine will cut it. And it looks cloudy, it looks kind of dull, but that's because it has a protector sheet on both sides, on the front and back. It's actually pretty clear, and it's not real thin, but it is pliable. So we're going to cut a piece that, and I'm going to just use my lantern as my guide, because I try not to waste, and just kind of cut myself a piece. And I am going to go back afterwards and trim. Let me move that out of the way. Okay. After I have it on like this, you guys, I remove the carrier from one side, and I just use a straight pen to find that edge, and then I just take it off, throw that in the trash, and then I'm going to lay this on top of here, guys, but I am going to go back and trim. I am going to go back and trim that, so there won't be a problem. And I won't take off the carrier on the other side of the acetate sheet until I've trimmed it down. So I like to leave it, guys, a little bit up here. Like I don't cut it off right here at the edge. I go higher up. And I do the same thing on the bottom. I don't cut it off right there at the edge. I leave a little bit on the bottom. And now I'm going to go in with my scissors, because I can get in between these two layers, and just trim off the excess. And remember, it's still a little cloudy because it has I still have the other film over it. And right here, you can actually get in here, guys, because you can bend the arm right here on the lantern. So it's not very hard to get in here. It's actually pretty easy to get in there and just trim that piece off. It's not really hard at all, guys. There's that piece. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to get in here and just kind of trim away the excess. And then I'm going to remove the film. It's being difficult, you guys. Let's go this way. So I'm going to get right around and just trim around that little belly of the lantern. It wants to be stubborn. And then I see a piece right there that I need to trim off too. And then I'm going to go up here and I'm just going to pull it up a little bit from there and cut it off. See, when I turn it around, you're not going to see anything. So let's go ahead and remove the, let's go ahead and remove, and don't scratch it up here to take the paper off. Go down here to the corner, guys, where, you know, on a part that you're not going to see. And see, when you remove that, it's nice and crystal clear. So the film that you see on it is just because of the protective sheet that's on there, but it's clear. But as soon as we take it off, guys, you know, things are going to get attached to it. So this is going to be the back side of the lantern. And I'm going to go ahead and add my shaker bits. And I hate that I did this on the wrong side because I really love this pale color. I think I'm going to have my daughter adjust it a little bit more for me and make me make the colors paler. I don't know if that's possible. She's sitting right there, you guys, so I'm waiting for her to hear what I'm saying.
What'd you say?
I said maybe I could get you to make these colors paler for me.
Oh my gosh.
Or print them out on the old printer.
Oh.
So right here, you guys, I'm going to add the Christmas tree. And this is where I'm going to pour the sequins. So I am going to add a little bit of glue to my Christmas tree. And this was a gift from Miss Agnes. But I'm going to add glue so it'll won't move around in my shaker. Now, I could have had my daughter make this for me and make it into, like, do a solid backing for me. But I kind of felt like I wanted, there's my tree. I kind of like the idea of it being see-through. And it looks pretty no matter how you turn it. And there's my tree, you guys. I'm just going to leave my tree there. And really, I should have adhered my tree first before I put my acetate on there. Before I put my my cover, my designer paper on there. But it's too late. And now we're going to add, so I had to do it afterwards. But, you know, we're going to add sequins and snow, and hopefully it will stay in place by the time we put the other piece on top. So I just have a mixture here, guys, of different sequences. And I'm going to add some, I have some pink beads right here. Yeah. I'm going to add some of these little tiny pale pink beads. I don't even remember where I bought these. I know I would buy a lot of my beads at Michael's, so that might be where I picked these up, you guys. These might be made by Toho or something like that. And then I'm going to add, how about we add a couple of snowflakes. I have some silver snowflakes right here, so I will add, I don't want too many because they're not real small. What are you eating? Abby, the little munchkin is eating something. Abby's puppy is eating something. She likes to come in my craft room, guys, and pick up pieces of paper, and we have to watch her. This feels, yeah, I thought that. So I'm just going to add 3 in here, you guys, because I don't want to put too many in because they're so big. If they were tiny, I would probably add more, but this is enough for me. And let me grab my snow because I am going to add some snow in there. And this is the snow that I like to use from Joann's, and I've had it a long time. I don't know if Joann still carries it, but I've had it forever. So I'm going to add some snow in there. Yeah, that's pretty. Look how pretty that looks, you guys. And I mean, you could have prepared your little sequence mix or whatever you were going to put in here beforehand and just kind of, you know, been a little bit more careful. I have to, you know, go around the edges and rub to make sure that I don't have snow on the edges of my paper. That will keep it from sticking. Okay, so there's that. Now, the last thing we have to do, guys, you know, and I've had a lot of questions about my shakers, and I really, guys, have been trying to figure out a way to make the shakers easier. I think I'm going to get some foam and maybe some score tape that comes in. The score tape comes really wide, and maybe even glue paper on the back of foam, and then die cut it, see if it'll keep it from stretching and eliminating one of the steps, you know, of having paper. Even if you buy, because this is that foam paper, you guys. I have a piece up here that you buy at any craft store, but has the paper on the top and the bottom and has that foam core inside. And I imagine if you can get it at a Dollar Tree or a Dollar General where things are made a little bit cheaper, they'll be thinner and you'll be able to use that for your die cutting to make your shakers. Because I'm trying to find an economical way of doing it. So I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, this piece, guys, is going to go right up here. And because it's paper and paper, all I have to do really, well, no. I'm going to have to add sticky tape, you guys. Let me move this out of the way because I have acetate here. So we're going to add some tape just right across here, around the belly, and on the top, the rest can be glue. And the reason for that is because it is acetate, and I don't like waiting for my glues to dry, or that I use glossy accents and it seeps out. I do not like that. And I love, love, love this wider frame right here. And I'm overlapping my tape on the corners, you guys, so that way I am sure that I have a good seal on there. Yeah, that's perfect. I always give Abby tasks to do for me, you guys, because I'm so picky and I hate it when my work is messy. Okay. So what we're going to do here, guys, we're going to remove the carrier on from our tape. There it goes. The one on the bottom. I don't have any nails, you guys, because I've been biting them. I don't like having long nails because I don't like nothing to get into my nails. Okay, there it is. Now I'm going to add glue to the rest of it, you guys, and then we're just gonna set it on top of our shaker. So let's add glue to the rest of this. And you can do, if you prefer to do the tape, guys, by all means do the tape. I just, with the glue, it gives me a little bit of wiggle room, and that's what I like about it. And I use the art glitter glue. That's what I use. Let's see if I can cover this up because I don't want it to dry on the tip. Okay, so now I'm going to move my shaker in here, and I'm actually going to glue the tip first because this will kind of line me up where I need to be, you guys. And then I can press down on the tape. That looks pretty good.
That looks pretty inside.
Mm-hmm. Let me pick it up a little bit, you guys. Oh, I was a little off right here. Not enough that it makes a difference, but yeah. Yep, that's good right there. So there's the shaker, you guys. And you know, when you're doing it by yourself and you're not doing it on camera, you guys, you can actually line up better. See, I can see right there where I'm a little off and right there, but that's simply because I'm trying to stay in the camera in frame without pulling it to me where I can see better. Nonetheless, this still looks good. It does not take away from your tag. It really doesn't. So I'm going to make sure this is nice and stuck. Ooh, I can feel a little piece of the acetate right here. Kind of stuck me. Got stuck in my nail. See what I mean about nails, you guys?
That's pretty.
Let's see if I can get that piece there. So there's the shaker, you guys. And this is the back side. This is not even the front. Well, nope. That's the front. Yep, this is the front. Never mind. But it looks pretty front and back, you guys. It doesn't matter. See, there you got the tree, the beads, the sequins, the snow, and here's the back. And because I use double-sided paper, you guys, either could be the front or the back. Me personally, I don't like the tree to be stuck to the acetate, so I always make that the back and this the front, where the tree is further away from the front. So that's going to be our front, but it doesn't matter because we're going to add things there that you're not even going to see that it wasn't lined up completely. So I just want to share with you again, see how well these, usually I'll do my acetate in between and sandwich it in between two pieces of paper, a plain paper and then my designer paper. That way when I go to glue down my acetate sheet, I don't have to use that sticky tape again. I use just regular glue and it adheres paper to paper. It does so well. So that's why I use two sheets, two die cuts, you guys, so I could sandwich in the acetate sheet. And these are just extras that I'm going to set aside because I am making more of these. And I am going to show you one more thing before we finish this one off. I had Abby make the lantern a little bit bigger on the Brother Scan & Cut. There you see the difference, you guys. But the reason I had her do this, if you guys remember when I made these embellishments, so I kind of want to make one of them into a larger tag with this bigger Santa face on there, or head on there, because the beard is so big I needed a bigger lantern. But look at how pretty that's going to look, you guys, when I finish that off. So if any of you have this die and you know how to use your Brother Scan & Cut, because I don't know how to do it. Abby's the one who does it for me. I haven't even tried to learn, guys, to be honest. Okay, after I did that, you guys, I did put in a piece of ribbon. And on this one, I'm going to go ahead and put in a piece of pink seam binding. So let me grab that real quick. I should have been ready. I thought I was ready, but apparently not. You know, when we go to record and then we find out that we're not really ready. So I'm going to go ahead and do my hanging element on here, you guys. And I'm just going to use a piece of pink, baby pink seam binding for my hanging element. And I want to show you how to do those bows, because I was telling you guys that I was learning how to make bows. And I had somebody ask if I could show. And all I do with this, you guys, I just make a knot. Literally just make a knot. I just make a knot, pull it through. But I make sure that my knot is to the bottom, as closest to the bottom as I can get it. And I pass it through my lantern before I put the face on. because then when I put the face on, it covers up this loop right here, you guys, and I don't want it to cover it up. And let's see. Nope, wrong way. I'm going to go in through the back, you guys, because I want to, for the knot to hide back here behind the face. So here it is. And I put the loop inside through the one that's knotted up, you guys, and just pull. And what that does, it hides my knot back here behind the where the face is going to go. And I didn't turn on my hot glue gun. Let me turn it on real quick. And the face that I'm going to use, guys, is this one right here that was gifted to me, or that I won in Miss Betty's Saturday Morning Crafts giveaway, her last one, you guys. And I won the embellishments that she made. So I have one more Santa face left, and I'm going to, actually no, I think I have some other ones with the light skin. I'll go ahead and add that back there. I actually put that little sticky foam back there, and these are real sturdy, you guys. Miss Betty made them real sturdy, so I'm not gonna have to worry about anything. See, that's gonna go there, and I'm not gonna put any hands on this one like I did the other one, because I kind of just want to show you how to put it together. I'm debating whether I should do it because I didn't cut it, you guys. I forgot to cut it. Maybe I'll just lift this up where I can. This gives you an idea, you guys. So I didn't cut out the hands, so I won't be able to add the hands to it. But maybe I can, but I do want to finish this piece down here. And I don't even have the flowers or anything made for this, but I did cut out the greenery. Go over there, Pearl. Go over there. I did cut out the greenery, you guys, with some dies that Miss Jacqueline sent me. Look at this, guys. All these beautiful floral, winter floral, or Christmas floral dies that she sent me. So I use these to cut out my my greenery, and it's different shades of, you know, here's like the mint green, and then here's another. It actually is a mint green, but it looks different, a little bit different. And then of course the white, and that's how I make my arrangement to put in my pieces of and I think I'm going to cut this, guys, because it is kind of long, and I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. I usually just snip it, you guys, and I'll add like a piece here, and I'm just going to add hot glue. I don't have to add wet glue. Right there. And then the other piece that I cut off, I can actually add it this way and kind of offset it like this. So that's going to be pretty. Let's add some glue there. And I think I am going to add